Here is what nobody tells you about color after 60. The colors that worked for you at 40, the ones that felt strong, clean, polished, are quietly doing something different to your skin now. Not because your taste has changed, because your skin has. The undertones have shifted. The melanin distribution is different. The way light bounces off your face at 60 is biologically not the same as it was at 45. And the colors hanging in your wardrobe have not been updated to match that reality. Most women respond to this by defaulting to black or by avoiding color entirely. Both are mistakes, and I'm going to show you exactly why and exactly what to wear instead. Today, I am giving you 8 specific colors. Not trends, not preferences. The colors that work with what post-60 skin is actually doing, backed by the science of how light interacts with skin at this stage, and by 15 years of watching how the most elegantly dressed women in the world make these choices. Before we get into it, I have a free gift for you. I've read a lot of comments asking for this, so I built a checklist around it. The Elegant Morning Routine Checklist. 12 rituals of women who are timeless, healthy, and undeniable after 40. Stay until the end. I will tell you exactly where to get it, but only if you stay, and it is one of the most requested things I have ever built for this community. Let's begin. 1. French navy. Most women treat navy as a substitute for black, a safer version of the same thing. That framing is wrong, and I'm going to show you the correct one. But first, there is something you need to understand. A color consultant I know, she has worked with senior women at 3 of the largest private equity firms in New York, told me something I have shared more than almost anything else. She said, "Black absorbs all light. After 60, when skin has less natural luminosity, black pulls what little light the face has left and takes it down into the garment. Navy reflects just enough blue light back toward the face to create the appearance of contrast without stripping the skin's remaining warmth." Research from the Color Association of the United States confirms this in practical terms. Cooled navy tones create facial contrast by reflecting short wavelength blue light upward, while black creates facial contrast by absorbing all wavelengths and creating shadow. Shadow after 60 reads as depth, which means lines, not definition. French navy specifically, not bright navy, not cobalt, but the muted, slightly grayed navy used by French fashion houses, sits at the precise wavelength that flatters cooled post-60 undertones without the harshness of true black. It does the work, without the cost. But navy is only the beginning, because the next color addresses something your skin has been quietly losing for over 20 years, and most women have no idea what it is. 2. Dusty rose. Most women either embrace pink after 60 or abandon it entirely, treating it as too young. Both responses miss the actual function of this color entirely. I will show you what it is actually doing, but you need to understand something first. I attended a gallery opening in Manhattan 2 winters ago. A woman I did not know, later introduced to me as a retired diplomat in her mid-60s, was wearing a dusty rose wool coat. She looked extraordinary. I watched 3 separate people comment on how well she looked. Not on the coat, on her. I asked a color-trained friend who was with me what she was seeing. She said, "That color is putting back the chromatic signal her skin has been losing since perimenopause." Here is the science behind what she observed. Skin after 60 has reduced hemoglobin expression at the surface, the biological process that gives skin its natural pinkish-red undertone in youth. Dermatologists at the University of St. Andrews, studying facial attractiveness, found that this chromatic loss is one of the primary signals observers read as aging, more than lines, more than volume loss. Dusty rose, specifically the muted gray-pink tones, not bubblegum, reflects that lost chromatic signal back onto the face. It essentially lends the skin what the skin is no longer producing independently. Wear it near the face, a blouse, a scarf, a jacket lapel. The placement is everything, but that addresses lost warmth. The next color addresses lost light, and the solution will surprise you. 3. Oyster white. Most women reach for white in summer and for cream in winter, and believe this is the correct distinction. It is not, and I will show you what actually is. But first, there is something you need to understand. A buyer I worked alongside in my years in luxury fashion, one of the most visually precise women I have ever known, refused to stock true white above a certain price point for women's occasion wear. I asked her why. She said, white at the neckline after 50 creates a brightness differential that makes the face look dull by comparison. The eye adjusts to the white first. The face loses. Color scientists describe this as simultaneous contrast, the visual phenomenon in which the eye calibrates to the brightest element in a scene first, making adjacent tones appear darker by comparison. After 60, when skin luminosity is naturally reduced, true white at the neckline creates a differential that the skin cannot compete with. Oyster white, the slightly warm, slightly grayed white used in couture linings and fine Italian shirting, sits just far enough from pure white to eliminate that differential, while reflecting significantly more light toward the face than cream, which absorbs light rather than redirecting it. It is the exact midpoint that serves post-60 skin, not cream. This is the color correction most women never receive. The next one is the neutral most women overlook entirely. At the start of this video, I promised you something. Here it is. It's something I know you'd appreciate. I have read a lot of comments from some of you asking for this, and I decided to build a checklist around it. It is called the Elegant Morning Routine Checklist. 12 rituals of women who are timeless, healthy, and undeniable after 40. It is the morning architecture that puts everything I described today into daily practice. Cortisol protection, protein-first nutrition, movement, silence, grooming standards, and the identity rituals that make all of it sustainable. Every page is a deliberate act of self-respect. See the first link in the description below to grab it right now for free, or scan the QR code on your screen if you're watching on TV. When you do get it, remember to email me your feedback about your takeaway from it. I love to read those emails. 4. Slate gray. Most women who wear gray default to either charcoal or pale silver, and both, in most contexts, do something unflattering that slate gray does not. I will show you the distinction. But there is something you need to understand first. I was consulting for a client, a senior woman preparing for a significant board presentation, who had worn charcoal for years and felt it was her most authoritative color. When I put her in slate gray instead, she looked 10 years younger without any other change. She asked me why. I told her what I'm going to tell you now. Charcoal is dark enough to create shadow contrast, but warm enough to activate yellow undertones in post-60 skin, which tends to have reduced cool pigmentation. Pale silver is bright enough to compete with the face the same way white does. Slate gray, the cool, mid-depth gray with blue-green undertones, sits in the precise range that creates facial contrast without shadow, without warmth activation, and without luminosity competition. The London College of Fashion conducted research on neutral color and perceived age that found slate and blue-gray tones were consistently associated with authority and health across female respondents over 55. Not charcoal, not silver, slate. It also requires nothing. Camel needs the right skin tone. Beige needs warmth to activate. Slate gray works across virtually all post-60 complexion types without conditions. The next color is one most women have never considered as a neutral, but it functions as one. 5. Soft sage. Most women think of sage as a color choice. Wealthy women think of it as an environment. I will show you exactly what I mean. But first, there is something you need to understand. A stylist who has dressed women for significant public-facing roles for over 2 decades told me she introduced sage into client wardrobes not for the client, but for the people looking at the client. She said, sage creates a calm field. It lowers the visual temperature of a room. And when the person wearing it is calm, they read as authoritative. She was describing what color psychologists call chromatic environmental priming, the documented effect of muted green tones on observer perception. Research from the University of Essex found that soft green tones in the visual field measurably reduce observer stress response and increase perceived trustworthiness of the person associated with that color. Soft sage works near the face because it does not read as green to the skin. It reads as neutrality with authority properties built in. It makes the woman wearing it look composed before she speaks. This is exactly what the Undeniable's complete system, 7 complete guides covering identity, presence, first impressions, social mastery, wellness, standards, and your morning ritual, built into one premium curriculum for women who are decided about how they age. everything the most elegant, vital, and undeniable version of you needs. In one place, for less than a dinner out. It is linked in the description. Go there next. It's linked in the description below. The next color is one of the most misunderstood in this list, and also one of the most powerful. 6. Deep Burgundy. Most women over 60 avoid the red family entirely, believing red is too bold, too attention-seeking, too young. That belief is costing them one of the most effective colors available to post-60 skin. I will show you why, but there is something you need to understand first. My mother, Claudine, who has an instinctive understanding of color I have spent years trying to articulate scientifically, wore burgundy her entire adult life. Not red. Never red, always burgundy. I asked her once why. She said in her way, "Red shouts, burgundy reminds." She was right, and the science explains it. Dermatology research on skin undertone shifts post-menopause shows that skin's natural red hemoglobin signals cool significantly after 60. The complexion shifts toward more yellow-gray territory. Pure red, which is warm and saturated, creates a stark contrast against cooled post-60 skin that reads as effort. Deep burgundy, specifically the blue-red, wine-adjacent tones, echoes the cooled hemoglobin signal the skin retains, amplifies it, and reads as healthy skin at its best, rather than a color fighting the skin's natural state. It is the only red family color that consistently performs across cooled post-60 undertones. Wear it at the neckline and watch what it does to your face. But there are 2 remaining neutrals on this list that most women have never properly distinguished from each other. And the distinction is not decorative. It is chemistry. 7. Warm taupe. Most women use taupe and beige and camel interchangeably, as if they were simply different names for the same category. They are not the same. And choosing the wrong one has a specific, measurable consequence on post-60 skin. I will show you the correction, but first, there is something you need to understand. A woman I know, she runs a personal styling firm serving senior executives in New York and Washington, D.C., told me she has a rule she gives every client over 55. Camel is for warm undertones with enough melanin to push back. If you don't have that, and most women over 60 don't, Camel activates the yellow in your skin and makes you look unwell. Taupe neutralizes it. Here is the mechanism. Camel has significant yellow-orange undertones. Post-60 skin, which has lost much of its cool pink and red surface pigmentation, tends toward yellow-gray in its base tone. When Camel sits near that face, both the color and the skin are in the same warm yellow register. They do not contrast, they compete, and the skin loses. Warm taupe contains the same earth warmth as Camel, but with gray neutralized into it, which gives the skin something slightly cooler to push against. The contrast reads as healthy, not washed out. 8. Chocolate brown. Most women who have moved away from black default to navy or gray for dark anchoring tones. Chocolate brown is consistently overlooked, and it is the one dark neutral that accomplishes something none of the others can. Here is what I mean. I was at a dinner several years ago, a corporate board dinner in Midtown Manhattan. A woman across the table from me was wearing a chocolate brown blazer. The table was lit by candlelight, which is one of the most revealing lighting environments I know. It amplifies everything. She looked remarkable, not because of the blazer's cut, because of what the color was doing in warm light. Chocolate brown is the only warmth-adjacent dark that does not activate the yellow contrast problem that makes camel difficult for post-60 skin. Its darkness creates the same structural anchoring at the neckline that navy and slate gray provide. Visual weight, authority, depth, while its warm red-brown undertones reflect amber light back toward the face in the way only warm tones can. In candlelight, in natural golden hour light, in the warm indoor lighting that most restaurants and event spaces use, chocolate brown is the best dark neutral in the wardrobe. It does not compete with the skin, it collaborates with it. Here is the complete framework. French navy over black. It reflects rather than absorbs. Dusty rose to restore what your skin's chromatic signal has lost. Oyster white at the neckline, not true white. Eliminate the luminosity differential. Slate gray as your foundational neutral. It requires nothing from your complexion. Soft sage not as a color choice but as an environmental signal. Deep burgundy in the red family, the one that amplifies rather than fights cooled post-60 undertones. Warm taupe over camel, same warmth, gray neutralized in. And chocolate brown as your dark anchor in warm light. These are not trends. They are the result of understanding what your skin is doing now and choosing colors that work with it rather than against it. That is what elegance after 60 actually looks like. And if you are ready to take everything I teach on this channel and build it into a complete system, the Undeniables Complete System covers this in complete detail. A blueprint for habits, presence, wellness, and longevity science for women who are decided about how they age. Linked in the description below, or scan the QR code on your screen. It is for the woman who is no longer waiting. You have always known how to dress well. Now you know how to dress for the woman you are today. Specifically, intelligently, and without apology. I will see you there. Isabel.